All right, everybody, welcome to the September 23 Development Review Board meeting. We have 3 items on the agenda. We'll get started with, if you have not signed in, make sure you sign in. And if you are via Zoom, make sure you, what is the rule? You need to say something and put your name in the chat.
Yeah, so just go down in the chat, put your name, address, and mailing address and what item that you're interested in. If you don't put that in there, I can't mail you copies of the decision. So if you'd like a copy of the decision, please go ahead and do that.
Both of those will allow you to be a interested party in whichever you're interested in. So the first application is Subdivision 2023-10, Bradley and Karen LaRose, seeking final approval for a 2-lot subdivision at 156 Wortham Lane. So who's going to be speaking? All right, come on up and I'll swear you in. You both swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right. Why don't you just give us an overview of what's going on here and
All right.
You share
Where we're
my
at?
screen and pull up the plans.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So my name's Robert Walker. I work for Barnard and Jarvis and representing Brad and Karen LaRose.
Yeah.
And they've named their subdivision LaRose Lot 2. And it's on 156 Wortheim Drive.
Yep.
Or Road in Richmond. And so I'll just read briefly. It's a proposed 2-lot subdivision relative to their 3.77 acre lot. The parcel is improved with a single family residence at this time, and it's served by an on-site in-ground wastewater disposal system. And it's provided by water by an on-site drilled well. And what they would like to do is subdivide the parcel into 2, creating a new one, the Lot 2, which will be 2.40 acres. And that also will be served by an in-ground wastewater. It'll be a mound type wastewater system and in ground or drilled well water system. They will share a driveway also and 1 curb cut to the road. So we're seeking the final plat approval.
I will admit I wasn't here for the last meeting. David, was there anything that, or were you at the last, was it the last meeting that you were here?
Yes.
Okay. Was
Yeah.
there anything that came up there that you guys specifically want to address?
I was also absent in that meeting. We're doing well.
Everything, I mean, generally it looks great. I just want to make sure there were.
Yeah, I don't remember anything that stood out. I remember we were talking about making sure we could see that boundary. And it still sort of gets lost a little bit, the boundary between the 2 lots.
Yep.
I mean,
That's the red.
it's marked, but right. Also, I imagine you looked at this, but it's hard to tell from the plan. You've allowed yourself the correct setbacks, right? Because those houses are gonna be fairly close together.
Yep. We do have those correct setbacks on there.
I think staff report was fairly clean, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, there really wasn't anything that jumped out at me. There were a few small things at the end. Again, I think there was like some stormwater stuff, which initially we didn't have, which is now we now have in hand. Everything's designed appropriately.
Yeah.
I mean, my recommendation was to approve it as presented. It was pretty cut and dry. I think it was pretty good application, from start to finish. And again, it's pretty pretty straightforward. It's just a standard
Sure.
2-lot subdivision.
Yeah, it looks
Uh,
pretty straightforward.
There was some
I
comment.
looked, I looked
I'll just-
over the road agreement, and that looks fine to me.
I think that was the only other thing that was missing was some of the legal stuff, if my memory
Right.
serves.
I don't think they presented the road agreement at the last meeting.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I think we included all the.
Yeah, and all that stuff should be,
Yeah.
all that stuff is in the, hang on a second here.
Yep, the road agreement's there.
Any other questions from the board at all?
None for me.
None for me.
Anybody in the public have any comments or questions? And I believe you'll have to press raise your hand to make a comment or a
Yep.
question. Virtually raise your hand, which is,
Yeah, so that's if you hang on one second here, guys. So if you, oh, hang on a minute. There it goes. Yep, so if you go down into reactions, there's a raised hand button. So anybody has a question, go ahead and raise your hand, and then the chair will, or in this case, the vice chair will select you, and you can ask your question if you have any.
going once. All right, it looks like no public comments, so. What do you
Motion.
guys want to do,
I-
David?
I think we're pretty, the sign of a final plan is that they bring everything to us that should be brought to us that we raised at the preliminary. And it looks like they've done that, so I would move that we approve this with the conditions set out by Tyler in his staff notes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Hey, that was easy.
Awesome.
Something's gotta be.
I can ask you more questions if you guys feel like you're shortchanged or something.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course, thank
Dave
you.
and Dave,
So-
thank you.
Well, once you guys get the decision, and we have about 45 days to draft that, but once you have it in hand, you can come see me and start getting a zoning permit till, once you get the plat recorded.
Yeah.
And then you can go ahead and pull a zoning permit to start building the home and doing the other site work. And so whatever your timeline is at that point, but.
Typically, it's a lot less than 45 days.
Yeah, no, usually this last couple were we had a lot going on, so we kind of ran right up to it, but I try to be quicker than that.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
Great. All right. So, so the second item, subdivision 2023-11. Scott Strode, amendment to a subdivision application.
This is the driveway one.
Justin.
That is correct, David.
So you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right. So what's going on with this one?
Well, I think what we would do is, it's pretty simple. There hasn't been any changes since the last final approval. Other than,
Do you want me to pull up a site plan?
yeah, I think the best one to do is either pull up the S2 or maybe even Brad's stormwater plan, and Brad Washburn is on the Zoom meeting. I would go to that.
That's what I had with that. Hang on a minute. It kind of, I'll find it.
Should be an SW1 in there.
No. it's
That's
not
the overall, that's the survey plat.
a site plan.
That's not.
That's a, hang on a minute.
2G.
2G, thank you. I
Yep.
know, that's the one I just clicked on. That's not what we want. We want driveway site plan.
There you go.
That's, hang on a minute. Let me just share it. Everybody online see that?
So pretty simple in terms of what is being proposed. Before we had the road laid right over top of the original alignment that was with the class 4 road. And Brad can explain a little better than I, but in order to make it so that there was not quite such a cut on the high side of the road, it was basically a shift of the road alignment between station 100 and station 700. So there was about 600 feet of road that basically slid over 10 to 15
To the
feet
south, basically.
to the south.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually northeast, and then there would be, less of a cut on the bank. That's
Oh,
on the
right,
left.
that's the upper, yeah.
Left-hand side. So, the road alignment changed. The front of the driveway access slid about 19.5 feet. We did, talk with Pete Goslin. He's actually more in favor of this plan than the original one. We met with Tyler, when we presented the plan to him and Pete. What it does, it creates less of a cut on the left-hand side of the driveway as you're going up. Not so many walls, not reduces the wall height, and it's better grading, and we're at the 12% to meet town standards. So
Okay.
if you pull up that plan, it's pretty evident. And then Brad has completed 90% of the stormwater design, and that's also on that plan as well. And he's getting ready to submit to the state for the stormwater and the erosion control permit. Anything else, Brad? Changes?
No, I think you nailed it. I think we had to do some adjustments after we met with a contractor, and it reduces the cut significantly, reduces wall heights, ultimately a better aesthetic final product, if you will.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Um,
And the other item that I will bring up, September 20th was the recording date for the original subdivision Mylar. With the realignment of the road, we did, and with Brad fine tuning and finishing up the stormwater infrastructure, we did fine tune the easements.
Mhm.
So the Mylar or the survey plat is final and it is stamped.
Okay.
But we didn't actually produce the Mylar for the original approval because we put it on hold because of the change. So our plan was, I guess we would request an extension from the September 20th, and then we'll have the new Mylars ready to be recorded for this approval, because it doesn't make much sense to record a Mylar that's not actually.
Right.
And then
Right.
change it.
I don't think that's going to be an issue because I think this is an amendment to the subdivision, so I think it bumps it.
Yep.
Bumps the requirements and stuff back. If not, what we can do is probably work something in there. I don't think it's gonna invalidate,
All the boundaries are still, it's just an easement.
because you're not changing anything else, so.
No, there's no acreage. It's just the easements are updated, the right of way is updated. And actually this allowed us to have the attorney draft up the easements, so we have those as well.
The file.
Have we seen, so I know that the applicant is intending to hold on to the property, but if the time should come where he would want to create a subdivision of one of the lots, I think we should have at least in the file some language for how the road will be maintained.
That is, I did note that in here as a recommendation of the condition is I think to road maintenance agreement would be a condition of them getting a zoning permit anyways. So
Okay,
like,
okay. So
if
not,
you guys want to see it, I mean, you can make it, I'm sure you could do it. I mean, if you wanted to have them come in and submit that to you, I guess you could, or you could leave it to me and wait for them to give it to me, however you guess you want to handle it.
I think they should submit it. I mean, we can make it as a condition. But I think a copy should be in the file.
Okay.
As long as we don't have to come back for another meeting.
no,
Okay,
Road, once,
we'll take care of that. And I believe all the easement language was updated like they're required at the
Yeah.
original, so. Should be good.
there's another, comment in here. And it sounds like Tyler, you're interested in having this be similar, when they apply for the zoning permit to make sure there's documentation showing that, the lot coverage doesn't exceed 30%.
30%. Yeah, that was kind of the max as well. And I think that was also a carryover from the previous.
Well, it is a
decision.
400 acre lot.
Yeah.
So we'd.
Again, it's just one
I'll
of those things.
I'll go
I
on
could literally
record
be
by
a
saying
letter,
it's probably under the 30%.
literally a letter that says this will be under the 30% coverage requirement
Perfect.
is fine.
Yeah.
But something that says that.
Just so it's there.
Okay,
We don't need it.
Because
a
what we
100
basically
acre
how we
house.
operate on is I assume everybody is not lying to me.
yeah,
So if you, hey, you know what the standard is.
Yeah.
And you're meeting it.
Now-
Unless somebody provides me evidence to the contrary, I kind of have to take you at your word.
it's a little different. We do calculate it in South Burlington, but I figured we were gonna fall under the wire on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you get enough space back there. I think you'll be all right, but
yeah. Are you guys good with that? Just a letter that just gets slipped into the file.
Yes.
so I got 2 copy of road maintenance in the file through me and then a copy of that letter noting under 30% coverage.
All right. Any other comments or questions from the board?
I have
David?
nothing.
David, you're muted, just so you know.
I'm good.
Any comments from the public?
So if anybody would like to comment, go down to reactions. There's a raised hand button there and raise your hand if you'd like to participate in the vice chair will recognize you.
All right, looks like nothing again. Anybody present? Have any comments or questions? All right, so I would entertain a motion from either of the Davids.
Again, I would make a motion that we approve this with the conditions that for the language for the shared maintenance agreement and for regarding the coverage on the lot. And also receipt of the wastewater permit from the state.
That's been
That
received.
they had that at the last one.
Yep. That
Oh,
was sub-
okay,
Yeah, David, that was submitted with the last application.
Yeah.
okay. Then we don't need it.
Second,
Oh, I'm sorry,
Second.
I didn't mean wastewater, I meant stormwater.
Oh,
Storm, I think they did both. They did all of it, no?
in process, getting close. I
Okay.
think we're gonna submit end of the week, end of next week. within the
Right,
next
that's
week.
that's what I thought I heard you say. I just can't read my writing. So I mean stormwater.
Real close.
So David, I got road maintenance, I got the lot coverage and then the stormwater. Does anybody want to add anything else?
no?
No,
Anyone want to second that motion?
oh, sorry, I seconded that.
All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor, aye.
Right, again, 45 days. Hopefully we'll get it.
I know
out
this
soon.
last one came down to the wire a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. We're good. We're going to, we still have to submit the Act 250.
Okay,
That's almost ready.
that's the fun one.
We're real close on that too.
all right. So item 3, we're cruising here. We are. Preliminary subdivision, 2023-12, Eden Sand and Gravel seeking preliminary approval for a 2-lot subdivision at 854 Kenyon Road. And yeah, so you're already sworn in. Although, do I need to swear you in? Because it's
I think it's
technically
each-
different. Okay.
I think it's each hearing,
So I'll
right?
swear you both in. You swear and affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, why don't you tell us about this project?
Sure. Eden Sand and Gravel, owns I think it's 39 acres and some change, just shy of 40. Proposing a subdivision. Whoop.
Everybody see that?
Uh,
Hang on a second, sorry. Oop. This is always a little clunky.
You want to just, yeah. Northerly side of Kenyon Road. It is, and just to the north of Turnstone Lane, what is being proposed is 1.5 acres being cut off from the original 39 acres, to be improved with an engineering office for East Engineering, with a commercial shop building underneath and a 1-bedroom accessory dwelling above the office space. That's what's being proposed in terms of the project. Meets the town zoning requirements with regards to setbacks, road frontage. I believe Tyler's spoken with Pete Goslin about the road
Pete looked at
access.
the driveway location, is happy with it.
Yep. If you want to zoom into the S2.
Right, so these are all broken out, so hang on a minute here, so. They're not done by S2, so supplemental information, master plan, site plan. Let's do
Probably the site plan or survey plat.
a survey plan.
There you go.
Yep.
Lewis Sand Terrace, great soil for wastewater, conventional system behind the structure. Proposed drilled well. The application for the water and wastewater has been submitted. The property is really well drained. You can see there is a topo on the left side or the south side of the parcel. But right where the structure sits, it's pretty much, it is all sand. Test pits behind. Expected to receive a wastewater permit probably within the next couple of weeks. Don't really, in terms of stormwater, I mean, this is about as good as it gets in terms of drainage.
Yeah.
I mean, this is optimal conditions.
Reason they're taking sand out of there.
Exactly, exactly. Not really any concerns in terms of water, wastewater, stormwater. It is wooded. We do show some proposed limits of clearing. Those are still up in the air with what Tyler is, how much he wants to open it up, but it does provide some screening to all the adjoining properties. It is an engineering office space, so I can attest there's not a whole lot of, noise that comes along with that. It's pretty minimal in that sense. Access is good. The survey has been completed. We did submit a PL1. We do have a meets and bounds, and once we're through final, we'll be ready to set some pins and get you a Mylar. Conditional use has been approved, so we're not here for that tonight. We're just here for the subdivision.
Just the subdivision, yep. You guys approved the use, contingent on this lot being approved.
Mhm. Okay. And
So,
again, I've been a couple months since I've been at these meetings. So I've missed a couple here, so.
Yeah, so that's what it was. The last one was really, they came in for a sketch plan and one of the conditions that you guys had put that the second lot, well, lot 2,
Mhm.
I forget
Yeah.
exactly how numbered them. Lot 2 would be, had to be approved first before the use could
Got
be applied. Otherwise, if he just came in for the use without the subdivision,
Mhm.
use would be applicable to the entire parcel, not
Right,
just
Got it.
this particular parcel.
Makes sense.
Correct.
Yeah.
so
That
it's
was
just,
what we were trying to do, because I don't think
it's
Keaton
just
Sand and
relative
Gravel
to
were
the-
interested in doing it for the whole thing, so it
No,
was just trying to
that's fine.
figure out how to do it.
Yep. Mhm.
unless Tyler can make some money off the sand extraction, he'll probably.
Right.
Yeah, side hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Side hustle sand.
so why on the survey, you have that piece on the left side that looks like it's probably gonna be a subdivision someday. You have this very narrow corner to the line. I'm just curious why this lot didn't go all the way over, or do you have something in mind for that? What's somewhat of a triangle?
You're talking about like this right here, David?
Yes.
Yes,
I don't have anything in mind. Originally on the sketch plan, that was shown as a lot. I talked with Greg and I didn't want it, and the neighbors weren't a big fan of that being a lot. And I talked to Greg about just carving off a lot for me. And he said, that's fine. We figured the easiest way to do that was just to pull that northerly boundary line down. And then that kind of southerly parcel or area stays as Greg's overall parcel. There's a big kind of power swath through there and it's kind of tight there. So it would have been tough to make it a lot. I think you might be able to, but it would have been tough. So Greg said just keep it as the overall lot.
Okay, and my other question is, where's the, maybe I'm missing it. Where's the ingress and egress for the rest of the land?
It's kind of further to
If
the
I can get to it.
north, like
Mhm.
downhill on Kenyon. It's kind of, I don't know, it's
almost where
kind
the pointer
It's
is.
where the Conant land and the Eden Sand and Gravel line come together. I think it actually might be on the Conant land. But they have an agreement.
You can see the road. So if you look at the topo, I think,
Yeah. you can
see where the road is cut in?
Yep.
That's the access, David. It looks like it comes in from the very corner. If you go up to the northeast corner, you can see where that road is cut in.
Sorry, guys, give me a minute.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see now. Okay.
See where the road comes in off the,
Should that be shown as a curb cut on the map? On the survey?
Hang on a minute. I think it is. Hang on a sec. I just gotta find the right one.
but we can certainly put that on there. That is actually not the survey. That is, there's the
That was the
PL.
wastewater plan.
That was the site plan, the overall.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't survey the entire 39 acres because there's really no point.
Right.
To do that. But we can certainly,
I remember seeing that somewhere. Where did I see that?
It's not 3H.
I don't think it's even on
I
the
don't-
Eden Sand and Gravel lot. It's on the lot to the north.
It is.
It's on the Conant lot.
yeah, if you go back to the overall site plan, Tyler, that you had. I can kind of
Do you want
direct,
this one?
that's the PL one.
Yep.
S,
So you wanted a PL one?
S2.
yeah, it's actually,
no,
it's actually the S one.
There we go.
Right there. That's the master plan. But if you look at how the topo configuration, nope,
Halfway
just go
between
right
each-
there, right there. That's the access. It comes in. That's the road.
Okay, I
that's
see,
cut in
I
through
see it.
there.
Yeah,
Yep,
you
I
see
see
how
it.
it-
So
It's actually
So-
not even on that parcel.
is that pre-existing?
Yes.
I see. Okay. Okay, and you say there's an easement for it?
I would assume so.
I think there's, yeah, I'm not sure. There's an agreement between Conant and Eden Sand and Gravel / Tetros. They both access from that same curb cut, the existing curb cut on Kenyon Road.
I'm just wondering if we should, in other words, what we don't want to do, I believe, is allow this subdivision without showing any ingress and egress to the remaining land, even though the remaining land is all the way along Cochrane or Kenyon Road. I'm wondering if we should show at least signify that there's a curb cut and a right of way into the property.
So David, would you be thinking of just having it like on when they updated their plan set, submit like an updated plan set for final subdivision that would like show the
Yeah.
existing access road?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe that, I believe we should be able to see how you ingress and egress from lot 2.
Well,
Lot one.
Lot
Lot
one.
1, I'm sorry, lot 1.
I mean, that should be just a single note on the plan,
It
right?
can
Just
be.
saying existing curb cut, egress, ingress.
Yeah, I
from
mean,
Ken-
you could even like probably grade it and just show the road. I mean, because you're not getting it approved because it's already approved.
Yep.
But you could just show it on here that the road runs right here, so that way they know that's.
Would-
There's,
If we just drop the orthos on and pop that on rough, we don't have to send the survey guys out there, right?
No, I think you could just sketch in. I'm not trying to run your tab at all. I just think that we should just show that there is ingress and egress to that lot.
Wasn't that,
And if you just,
I thought that was shown somewhere. I thought I saw it on a,
I feel like I've seen it too. I don't know if it was in the sketch one.
is
'cause
it
I
on
feel like
the,
I've seen it at some point.
So the
it's
sketch
not on the
one,
shared, it's not on the driveway plan, like at the top, right? I feel like I
Supplemental-
saw it.
Isn't it? No, that's a letter. Master plan. Let's check this one.
I
Sorry, I'm
I
just.
haven't, I didn't notice it.
I thought, David, I thought you mentioned this when these guys came the first time.
was it on?
That I
the-
don't,
survey
that I
file?
don't recall.
Yeah, so it was probably on the sketch plan because that was ortho based.
I think, hang on a minute. Let me see if I can't.
Which one's lot 22? Where's that?
Hang on a second here. Let's see if I can take a peek back. Edenson gravel, what was buttermilk? This would have been Richmond Housing. Depot Street, no, okay, so it would have been one more back. Hang on a sec, guys. I'm just trying to see if I can't find it.
Well, whether it was on the preliminary or not, we still, I think, need it on the final.
We could show
I'll
it.
spend more time looking for it than we add a single note on the
Yeah.
drawing.
That's,
Yeah,
yeah, that's.
Yeah, but I feel like a crazy person.
I feel that way all the time.
Yeah, I think a grade in
we'll just,
trace Google Earth.
yeah, we'll just drop it.
Yeah. That'd be fine. That'd be
Okay.
fine with me.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the board?
Not here.
There's a couple notes from Tyler here that bring up. Documentation showing that all utilities will be underground.
Put a note.
Yeah, that's a requirement for subdivisions that they have to be in there.
I believe they are labeled as subsurface.
Underground electric.
Yeah,
Okay.
and some phasing plan, if it's gonna be in one phase, that's fine. You don't have to phase it out, but like, what phase is this kind of gonna be?
Phase of what?
What do you mean?
Phase of like
subdivision.
building the subdivision.
It's a garage. It's
Yeah.
one phase, right?
Well, that's literally, that's it.
Okay.
Everything will be done in one phase.
Yeah, yeah,
That's-
okay.
That's fine, because you just have to say that.
Yeah, okay.
And then just documentation that, just again, it could be a letter stamped by you that says everything's gonna be built to public works specifications.
Perfect.
Now, is this something that we want to put as a condition for this application or ask for them to put on the final?
I mean, I think you could do the phasing plan could be in for your final. And again, there could literally be a note in the narrative that says all construction is gonna be completed in one phase for the subdivision, something like however you want to do it. We just need to see it, that's all.
So a quick letter from Tyler.
That's fine.
Okay.
It sounds a lot scarier. than what
Okay,
it
one
actually is.
sentence.
That's fine.
I can handle a one sentence letter.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about, for instance, the driveways and infrastructure meeting the public works? Is that something we are comfortable just having them put in the final application, or do we want to see that in order to have this one be approved?
What exactly are you asking?
What was that, Matt?
Documentation from an engineer
Oh,
that the driveways and infrastructure will be built to the Richmond Public Works specs, which they pretty much are
He's gonna be approved.
on the drawing.
I mean, yours was like an almost, I don't even know what the grade is, but it's pretty flat,
It's
pretty much flat going
It
in
meets
there.
the V-Trans A76, or is it B70?
B71.
B71. Yeah, which is what we copy. So
Yeah.
like literally
It's flat.
Your
It's like 2 feet
application
of,
can
2 feet
say-
of fill.
just say that.
I wish they were all like this.
Right?
okay.
Andy,
Kind of the opposite of what you were dealing with last time.
Yes.
so yeah, that's something we can just have put in the final application.
Yeah, well, something to that. And again, if you want them to show I mean, people go as far as showing the driveway profiles and everything like that.
Well, the driveway has been graded.
Well, it's
The-
graded, it's not
yeah.
profiled. I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
I do profiles every day. That would be crazy to profile that driveway because it's 3%. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, the grade, then that should be fine. It's just something that usually that we do see quite often, like the LaRose one was
Yeah.
all done.
Yeah, the grades are on there. They're just hard to
Well,
see.
you
'cause there's
made it.
only like 3 of them.
That's, well, that's
you
true.
made us do that profile.
Yeah, it was because it was requirements, so.
Yeah. This one would have it has 3 contours on it. It's really,
It's graded.
yeah.
Okay, any other comments from the board?
None for me.
No, nothing.
How about from the public? Anybody?
Yeah, it's just MMC TV, so it'd just be
Okay.
anybody in the room.
Either of you two, any comments? No, okay. What do you guys want to do?
I would vote to approve the preliminary sketch plan with the conditions that we discussed between Tyler and us. And hopefully they'll come back for the final quickly.
Well,
Big second. Let's do it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, we'll probably be able to get those turned around a little bit quicker than the last set. We just got jammed up with the flooding and everything else and had some big ones. to look
Nature of the
at.
beast. Thanks, Tyler. for
Yeah.
everything.
My pleasure, guys.
Beep,
Beep, beep, beep. Stop sharing.
stop share.
There we go.
So we
Um,
don't need deliberative session.
No
Nope, you can
deliberative
just motion
session.
to adjourn.
Is there any other,
I can give you, well, I mean, there's some housekeeping stuff we can kind of go over, not on the record if you guys want, but there's not really too much. I can give you a little bit of an idea of what's kind of floating
okay,
out there.
yeah,
Sure.
maybe we adjourn the meeting first and then do that.
Sure.
So we just,
Motion to
I make a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Good night.
can I get roll call vote, please?
Uh,
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, all right.